Even as a young child growing up in Brownsville, Dr. Elena L Marin knew that the healthcare field would be the path she would choose for her life's work. Her mother, Jonelle, was a registered nurse, and her father, Ramiro, was a hospital medical laboratory technologist.
My mother used to work at the City County Clinic in Brownsville, and I used to go with her on weekends when she'd go and take care of patients there. And so, I always felt like I wanted to do something in the healthcare field, and I'm sure that they had a big influence on that decision.
Today, Elena is a practicing physician specializing in pediatrics. She serves as the executive director for Su Clínica Familiar, a private nonprofit family health clinic with 6 sites in Cameron and Willacy counties, dedicated to providing health care for underserved communities. Elena's road toward her medical degree began at Texas Southmost College. In spite of her excellent grades that would have allowed her to attend a 4-year university, she decided to stay close to home.
I felt like I was just not quite ready to leave Brownsville, and I thought I wanted to spend a few more years close to home. And TSC provided the opportunity to do that. And it had really an outstanding curriculum and faculty for the basic courses that I needed.
While at TSC, Elena took the biology, chemistry, and math classes to prepare her for a career as a pharmacist.
Because I was so interested in chemistry and physics and that kind of thing, the career of a pharmacist was entertained. And I thought, well, that'll be really nice because I love chemistry and I wanted to do something with that love and passion. And so that was what I ended up doing, pursuing the pharmacy career.
Elena says the junior college provided her with a great foundation and framework for the many academic challenges to come. The college was small enough, she remembered, that she could get to know her professors and administrators on a personal level.
I do remember in the English department, Mr. Michael Fitzpatrick, and I was never very good in English language and composition, but I really enjoyed that class, and he was extremely supportive and worked with me on developing the ability to write, and I remember enjoying that class very much.
At TSC, Elena was inducted into Phi Theta Kappa, the Honor Society, and became the very first Miss Texas Southmost College. She also worked as a tutor in the college's Student Learning Lab. Often, the late Dr. Arnulfo Oliveira, the president of the college, on his rounds about the campus, would stop by and chat.
And he was always very interested in what I was going to be doing with my life and where I was going, and we'd sit and talk, and I really remember that very vividly because I felt like he supported me and he supported all of the students.
In 1975, Elena graduated from Texas Southmost College with an Associate of Arts degree. Dr. Oliveira encouraged Elena to transfer to the University of Texas at Austin, Dr. Oliveira's own alma mater. But she ended up at the University of Houston, where her boyfriend, now her husband Carlos, was studying nearby at Rice University. At the University of Houston, Elena pursued a degree in pharmacy. Her last year in pharmacy school, she spent 8 weeks in a hospital working with doctors and medical students. This would be a turning point in her life.
One of my mentors, who was a physician at the hospital, asked me if I was interested in ever pursuing a career as a physician, and I kind of started thinking about that, and finally decided as soon as I got out of pharmacy school, and as soon as I passed the boards and got my license, that I wanted to pursue a career in medicine. And so shortly thereafter, I took the MCAT exams and was accepted into Boston University.
While working on her medical degree in Boston, Elena worked as a pharmacist, while her husband Carlos was at Harvard pursuing a doctorate. In fulfillment of her goal and through extraordinary dedication, Elena graduated from the Boston University School of Medicine in 1983.
We were both very busy and worked very hard, and we basically both pursued our careers simultaneously. And it was fun. Everybody was doing the same thing. Everybody was working hard and really had a vision and a dream of what they wanted to do with themselves.
From Boston, the Marins headed to Duke University Medical Center in North Carolina, where Elena completed her pediatric residency. While in medical school, she learned of a scholarship program called the National Health Service Corps. If she agreed to work in a medically underserved area, the Corps would pay for every year of her medical education she committed.
So when I was at Duke University completing my pediatric residency, it was at that time that I decided that wouldn't it be great if I could go back to South Texas. Certainly it sounds like an underserved area, and it certainly was, so I was able to come back. Initially I thought it might be temporary, but once we got back home and close to the family, that was it. So the anchor was sunk, and here we are today, 18 years later.
Elena could have gone into a lucrative private medical practice, but she says working at Suclinica allowed her to help people who might not otherwise have a place to go for medical care.
It was the work, and it made me happy. And so, what more could I ask for? You know, why would I leave to do something else if I was happy doing what I was doing? And so, I've been very glad of my decision to stay with the company. It's been very rewarding to me.
In 1986, Elena joined the staff of Suclinica as a physician. Later, she served as medical director, and in 1996, she became the executive director. With about 250 employees and a new 62,000 square foot flagship clinic in Harlingen, Suclinica is a principal partner and a primary teaching clinic with a regional academic health center, with a goal of striving to see that no one falls through the cracks. Elena says the success of Suclinica is because of the team effort of everyone from the board of directors to the staff. By her side throughout has been her husband, Carlos, an environmental and civil engineer. This year, they will celebrate 25 years of marriage and have 2 children, Tomás and Rebecca.
Some days it's hard. Truly is, because I feel very strong about my commitment to my children, and making sure that I'm there and I'm providing quality time for them. So it's a constant balance between career and family, and it's not always easy, but I try to do the best that I can. And whatever time I am able to provide for them, it's quality time that's important. And he's a great father to our children, and I admire him for that. He's been wonderful, very supportive of my career, my education, and a very supportive father for the children. I really feel, as far as accomplishments, that there's 2 levels. From the broad perspective of running an institution or an organization, and making sure that it's here for the long term is a goal of mine. And on the other hand, the personal satisfaction that I get from taking care of children and their families is also very much alive. And I don't do as much clinical work now since I'm running the clinics, but those years that I was involved, had a great impact on me. And the fact that I was out there doing that and doing a lot of that, and being able to sit here in a leadership role and understanding what it is that the people do every day of their life when they come to work helps me in my position.